Much is said, and rightly so, about the virtues and pleasures of individuality. We celebrate the idea of being someone who stands out from the crowd, a person who delights in their own unique particularity. We are encouraged to be ourselves, to march to the beat of our own drum. But let's be honest for a moment. Let's pull back the curtain on this romanticized ideal and admit to how frankly lonely and frightening it can be to be different. There are so many moments when we find ourselves, yet again, in a peculiar minority where the differences between us and those around us strike us not as emboldening, but as deeply, bewilderingly isolating. This feeling isn't a dramatic, cinematic event. It often surfaces in the quiet, ordinary moments of life. Imagine you're at a gathering, and the conversation inevitably turns to gossip. Hushed tones, shared glances, a little bit of sharp-edged humor at someone else's expense. Everyone seems to be bonding, leaning in, participating in this ancient social ritual. But you can't. A knot forms in your stomach. You find yourself preferring generosity, choosing forgiveness, or simply wishing for a kinder topic. In that moment, you are the outsider. Or consider a different scene, a party where everyone seems to be effortlessly at ease. Laughter flows like wine. Conversations are light and bubbly. Yet, you feel as though you're watching it all from behind a pane of glass. You are wrapped in a blanket of melancholy and a crippling self-consciousness, unable to break through the barrier and join the effortless joy. This chasm appears again and again, when everyone is cheerful and optimistic, but you can't seem to let go of a persistent, nagging anxiety and a deep-seated apprehension about the future. When everyone in the meeting room speaks with unshakable confidence, but you feel like an imposter, questioning every word you say, convinced you are a fraud about to be discovered. You feel suspicious of their certainty and deeply, profoundly ashamed of your own doubt. It's the quiet ache you feel on a Sunday afternoon, scrolling through photos of happy couples, when everyone seems to have found their contented place in a partnership, but you are still searching for a person and a place to call home. It's the unsettling disconnect when your friends or colleagues passionately debate the future of the planet, their voices filled with urgency, but you feel a strange, disquieting coldness at times, almost a complete indifference as if you lack the proper emotional hardware for that kind of concern. And perhaps most painfully, it's that profound, secret sorrow when it seems that everyone simply loves being alive. They embrace life with open arms. But you, in your quietest moments, are not entirely sure if you quite do. At such times, when the weight of our own strangeness feels unbearable, we might benefit from a few gentle thoughts to alleviate the profound sense of isolation. These aren't magic cures, but rather small shifts in perspective that can offer a sliver of light. Firstly, we must humbly admit that we don't know the full reality of others' lives as well as we imagine. The social world is a stage, and most people are very skilled actors. We are constantly comparing our own messy, complicated, behind-the-scenes footage to everyone else's carefully curated highlight reel. That person who seems so confident might be battling severe anxiety at home. That cheerful friend might be nursing a broken heart. What we perceive as universal happiness might just be a collection of brave faces. We may have more friends in spirit than we think. They're simply wearing their own masks of conformity. Secondly, we are almost always getting the statistics wrong. Our immediate environment is a deceptively small sample size. Those 4 or 8 or 12 people in a room with us do not represent all of humanity. Even the 80 or so people in our extended social group are, in the grand scheme of things, a minuscule, statistically insignificant fraction of the human story. There are 8 billion people on this planet. To believe that your immediate circle represents the full spectrum of human thought and feeling is a mathematical error. Your tribe is out there. You just haven't met them yet. There's still so many kindred spirits left to find. Thirdly, and this requires a leap of faith, it's possible that our existing companions actually know much more about the very feelings we feel alone with than we suspect. The wall of silence isn't just on our side. They, too, might be afraid to voice their melancholy, their doubts, their anxieties. They might be waiting for someone else, perhaps, for you to be brave enough to speak first. Vulnerability is a risk, and most of us are risk-averse. Perhaps you, and they simply haven't yet found a safe enough space or a gentle enough language to share your true, unedited selves. Maybe they will feel what you feel one day, or maybe they feel it right now, just not yet in a way they can articulate. Fourth, we should reframe what it means to be in a minority. We are culturally conditioned to see the minority as the outlier, the one who is wrong. But what if it's not a flaw? What if it's a feature? Throughout history, minorities have sheltered some of the most accomplished, innovative, and sensitive spirits that have ever lived. Think of the artists, the scientists, the philosophers who saw the world differently. Their isolation was not a sign of defect. It was often the very price they had to pay for a certain complexity of mind, a depth of insight that the majority couldn't perceive. Perhaps your loneliness is not a punishment, but a byproduct of a more intricate and nuanced inner world. And lastly, when human connection feels distant, we have art. Art is the ultimate bridge across the gaps of loneliness. Bookshops, in particular, are sacred destinations for the lonely soul. Why? Because so many of those books were written precisely because their authors couldn't find anyone in their immediate world to talk to. They felt misunderstood, isolated, and strange, so they poured their true selves onto the page, sending a message in a bottle across time, hoping that someday someone like you would find it and feel understood. A sad song that perfectly captures your heartache, a film character who embodies your secret fears, a painting that visualizes your inner chaos. These are not just entertainment. They are proof that you are not the first to feel this way, and you will not be the last. So, what can we do right now with this feeling? We can start by being a little kinder to ourselves. Instead of judging our loneliness, we can listen to it. What is it trying to tell us? Perhaps it's signaling a need for deeper, more authentic connections, a misalignment between our inner world and our outer circumstances. Maybe, just maybe, there are people nearby, perhaps even watching this video, reading the comments in this very community who would understand you very well indeed. The internet, for all its faults, has an incredible power to connect the minorities, to gather the tribes that are scattered across the globe. The truth is, those people are out there. Your unique perspective, your quiet melancholy, your deep anxieties, your strange indifference, these are not barriers to connection. They are beacons. They are signals of light, flashing in the darkness, calling out to others who are searching for the same frequency, the same light, the same home. And one day, you will find yourself in a room, or in a conversation online, or sharing a quiet moment of understanding with a new friend, and you will realize with a profound sense of relief that you are never truly, fundamentally alone. You were just waiting for your tribe to find you. And in that moment, the years of aching loneliness will recede, replaced by the profound and beautiful peace of finally being seen. If this journey of introspection resonates with you, and if you're seeking a community that isn't afraid to explore the complexities of the human heart, we invite you to join us. Please subscribe to our channel. Here, we try to have the conversations that are often left unsaid to make all of us feel a little less alone in this vast, beautiful, and sometimes bewildering world. Thank you for watching.